live, and look who it is. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new location. Happy Friday. I don't have my water jar with me today, but I do have some bubbly water, so that will have to do. Welcome, everyone. We're in a satellite location today. Is that Caroline or Claire? Hi. Greetings, everyone. We've made a little trip across town, or at least I have. Can anyone guess where I am? Some of you know very well where I am. We're in my classroom. I'm going to give you a little tour because I think that's kind of fun. There's the door. Hi, Caroline. Here's the door to my classroom. I'm just going to do a quick hello. Oh, and Matthew and Ella. All my stools are not usually looking like that, obviously, because you can't sit on them that way. This, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is my classroom. This is where I spend every day of my life, and I love it very much. Here is a little place called Imagination Station, where people can go when they're finished with their art projects. Here is my classroom color wheel. Here are the little aprons that my dear students put on. We'll see how that goes in the future. This is my desk, my personal territory. That is the cookie jar I made in 4th grade in Mrs. Henderson's art class. And this is one of my favorite features of my art classroom. This is my greenhouse. And this used to, I'm going to get a little echoey because it's very acoustic in here. This used to be a science classroom. And so I inherited a greenhouse, and here it is. And I cleaned it up. Hi, Brooke. I cleaned it up last summer and turned it into a very lovely little spot. Lots of plants. I've got a pretty interesting setup right here. We'll see how this goes. But welcome. And if you didn't hear me say it already, happy Friday. I want to see if I can just kind of tuck you in here. All right, so it is, hi everyone. Hold on, let me just see if I have sort of a little bit of a jungle on my table. So maybe you'll feel like you're in the jungle, or you'll feel like I'm in the jungle. So a little info for you all for today's drawing. I can't get away from wanting to draw flowers today. Maybe it's because I'm in a greenhouse and I am surrounded. Oh, also this is my art apron that I wear. So today we're going to do a little bit of drawing of flowers, but also plants. Hi, Case. Hello. Do you recognize this place? I have some beautiful flowers that are on my table in front of me that are surrounding you right now, but I also am surrounded by plants that I'm going to be looking at while we're drawing today. Yesterday, I spoke with 2 of my lovely little viewers, and we talked about doing a drawing of Sylvie the cat. And I promise we will do that, but we might move that to next week because today I want to draw some plants and flowers. So let me give you a little view of some of the plants that I'm going to be working from. These are hydrangeas. Yep, you and Naya and Luca, they were my brain trust yesterday afternoon when we chatted. And then over there, if you see those beautiful, I am, Case, you're right. And these beautiful bright green things right there, that is called a maidenhair fern. So I'm going to be looking at those today while I draw. I'm going to be looking at these beautiful sort of almost yellowish green leaves. And then I'm going to be looking at the hydrangeas. And then I'm also going to make, I don't know, maybe I'll look at some of these, look at some of the sort of patterns in different kinds of flowers and plants that we see. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. You guys are going to be sitting up here above me. And so here's going to be the different thing about today. I'm not really going to be able to see your comments. So if I'm not responding to you, don't have your feelings hurt. It's just that I'm going to be down here drawing and I won't really be able to see you. So I today am going to start with my pencil, and I don't have my wonderful turquoise mechanical pencil sharpener with me. I didn't drive over here with it. So I'm going to use this little guy. This is a glass. It's red glass. It's a sharpener. You can just go like that. So we'll just have to make do with this today. Okay. And at the end of this drawing, I might do a little bit of watercolor on top of my pencil drawing. Now, sometimes when we draw flowers, whoopsies, that could have been bad. Sometimes when we draw flowers, or when I draw flowers, I get confused about where to start. And so usually the best thing for me to do is to start with the actual flower itself, or plant or leaf itself. And then when you're done drawing, sorry, I'm pushing up my sleeves, getting ready for the game. When you have drawn sort of the explosion of leaves and flowers on your page, then after you've done all that, you can decide, do I want to tie a ribbon around all of the stems, or do I want to put them in a vase, or do I want to put them in a paper bouquet? So you can make that decision after you've drawn all your flowers. So I'm going to start kind of easy, and I'm going to start with the maidenhair fern that I'm looking at. And I'm just kind of I'm not going to worry about being perfect about it, but I'm going to kind of take the idea of the maidenhair fern. It's one of my very favorites. And I'm going to see if this line, and I'm not going to whisper with my lines first today. I'm just going to go ahead and go kind of dark so that you all can actually see what I'm drawing. And here we go. I'm going to start with sort of the main stem of the maidenhair fern, and it'll kind of curve over that way because they're very light and delicate. So I'm going to do one maidenhair fern that goes that way. And then there are these little stems that kind of branch off at different areas. They're not right next to each other. They kind of stagger. So where they come off of the main stem is a little bit different as you go up. And then this is where I could get really lost in drawing, because I could do this right here for hours. You know what? Hang on. I'm going to get you a little closer. The leaves that we're going to be drawing are like a heart, but they have an extra hump. See that? It's like a little bump, 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 like that. And so it's a lot of repetition. In art, this is something called a motif. M-O-T-I-F. Motif means something that repeats itself over and over and over again and becomes a beautiful design. And so we do just these, it's almost like an animal's paw. We could compare this shape to so many things. But you know what? If you just wanted to do a leaf that just was a simple little teardrop kind of leaf, you could do that too. But a maidenhair fern has little frilly edges like that on the leaves. This lesson might end up being about an hour and a half if I don't go ahead and start on another flower. But these, because you are repeating this over and over and over again, you could come back to the little stems of your maidenhair fern a little bit later. I'm going to finish this one and then we'll move on. I'm going to leave these for a little bit later. And I might even add more stems. I don't know. We will see. And now I'm gonna take a cue from this hydrangea right here. I'm a little overwhelmed by all these teeny tiny little green buds. So actually I'm gonna go from one of those. But here's how I'm gonna tackle that. This petal, or this blossom here, how many petals do you see here? Let's just look at it for a second. I know how many I see. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. And they kind of are little circles that overlap one another. It's very beautiful when you really start staring at it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to start with those little petal shapes. And I'm going to draw those kind of lightly. It's like 4 little circles that almost overlap like that. And then I'm going to do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This kind of work for me, I don't know about you, but this kind of drawing for me, when I'm doing a lot of repetition, it's kind of like calming to me. And then they have these little teeny tiny dots in the middle. So I'll put a little dot, 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 dot. And then I'm not going to worry about all those green buds because they kind of stress me out. And you know what? We don't need more stress. So let's just draw a bunch of little dots that kind of represent that part of the flower. Because we're just drawing sort of our impression of what that flower looks like. And we don't need no stress up in here. All right. Well, that's fun looking already. All right, so now these little guys down here, this right here looks very much like something I draw a lot, but it's upside down. What does that look like to you all? It's a symbol for love. I'll give you that little hint. That leaf, to me, looks like an upside down heart. Maybe a long stretched out one, but it looks like a heart to me. And it's on sort of a vine. There are lots of heart-shaped leaves coming off of one line. Exactly. Brooke, is that you? Is that you on turquoise LG? Yes, okay. Hi. All right, so not worrying about where that vine is coming from, I'm actually going to make it kind of cross my maidenhair fern. I'm just going to go like a little rainbow. And then I'm going to take some sort of little stems off of that line. And at the ends of these little stems, I'm going to draw a long heart. And then we'll put that kind of middle, sort of that leaf always has that kind of that central vein running down the middle of it. And then we'll do another one here. And then we'll do another one here. And then maybe this one kind of curls back this way. And maybe that one's a little bit smaller because he's the newest guy to bloom and he's just catching up in size to the other ones. All right, already that's looking super duper fun. Okay, so I'm feeling the need for kind of a big sort of splashy leaf over here of some sort. And I think I'm gonna take a cue from one of these guys. So bear with me. Here's how I'm going to do this. The same way that I made this stem cross this one and going that way, I'm going to do the same thing going that way. So I'm going to start it, I don't know, down here somewhere. And I'm just going to go. Now, instead of trying to draw the shape of the leaf first, guess what I'm going to do? If you look at these lines that run down the middle of all of the portions of the leaf, what if we draw some of those lines first, then we draw the shape of the leaf around it? Let's give that a whirl. All right, so I'm gonna take a big line that goes that way and another one that kind of echoes it on the other side. And then I'll do another one and another one. And then maybe two more. And then out here, I think I'll just do like a little V that kind of goes out like that. So right now it has the sort of idea of a leaf, but we don't have the actual shape of a leaf. And here's what I'm going to do, because these, sorry, you guys probably have whiplash or seasickness right now. These edges of these portions of the leaves are kind of ripply. They're kind of curvy. I don't know if you can see that. They're not straight. They kind of go whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'm going to do the same thing in my drawing. And I'm going to go whoop, 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 and do it on the other side. And then we're basically just going around those lines that we drew. It's like we're drawing a bubble around them. How we doing out there, everyone? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having fun with this. And you know what? If I go off my page, ain't no thing. We're good. Yeah. Being in a greenhouse while the rain is dripping and the birds are singing, it's not the worst place to be. Then we go back out again and back in again. That's really neato looking. But you know what I think I want to do? I want to take all those little veins all the way out to the edge of the leaves. You don't have to do that part, but I'm going to. We don't all have to do the same thing because we are all individuals and we all make very different kinds of drawings. This is real fun. And now I think what I want to do to kind of fill in some of these little areas is not even worrying about what kind of flower I'm making or even worrying about it having a stem. I am going to use some of the knowledge that I have of the shapes of flower petals, and I'm going to make one up, and I hope that you will join me. So I'm going to start with 3 sort of teardrop shapes like that, and they're all sort of coming from the same point. Let's say that's the base of the flower. And then let's say that 3 more petals come up above those. And let's do it again, shall we? And then let's do it again, but let's make them a little smaller. So they got bigger, and now they're just getting smaller. And then if we feel like it, we can put a little bit of a stem on there. I don't know, I just made that flower up, but I kind of love it. And let's go over here and let's make up another flower, shall we? On this one, I think I'm going to use more like leaf shapes, sort of like spiky, almost like a sword. And they're all coming out from the same point. That's another one of those motif things. And then we could put some in between. I hope you guys can hear the birds outside. They're very, very happy. And then I'll put a little stem that's coming in here, but I'm not even going to worry about it actually landing anywhere. Because in here, let's just throw some more leaves in here. Sometimes I just fill in space. If there's something that's like, you know, I want something to live there, but I don't really know what, I'll just throw a leaf in. Let's do another one up here. Kind of like when we did our tulips and our daffodils way long ago, and I said that it looked like a blade of a sword. So right now we look like we have an explosion of nature on our page, which I rather like. I'm digging it. And here is where, and you guys remember this is going to be sort of our little continuation of our maidenhair ferns. So I'm going to do some more of these little shaped, little kind of weird, like paw-shaped leaves or petals, or no, leaves, sorry, while I'm talking. But this is where you get to decide, do you want to just like put a bunch of more flowers down here? Do you want to put some words down here that, I don't know, say Happy Mother's Day, you know? Or do you want to draw a vase? Or maybe maybe the flowers are in like an old tomato can, or they can be in anything, right? And because I feel like it, I'm going to draw a few more of these little hydrangea buds that were kind of stressing me out. But because I'm not worrying about where they go and I'm just making them almost look like bubbles, and they can go everywhere. That's kind of fun. Maybe put some bubbles over here. All right, I think that what I'm going to do is down here, I'm actually going to draw a banner. And I know that the other day when we did our little airplane, we did one kind of banner, but this is a kind of banner that I draw a lot. Like when I'm doodling or when I don't know what to draw, this is one of the things that I draw. And I have taught some of my students this before, and they all seemed to love it. And so I'm going to give you the little banner lesson as well. So I'm going to make it look like this explosion of flowers is kind of disappearing behind a banner. And I don't know what I'm going to write on mine, but I have a little bit of an idea. All right, so this is sort of a step-by-step process that there's really no other way to show you other than just showing you the lines very slowly. And so here's how it goes. It's going to be a line that comes down almost like a smile, but then it doubles back on itself. It kind of takes a hairpin curve. Then it comes down like a smile line, and then it does the same thing that it did over there, and then finishes there. And it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be symmetrical, but that's the kind of line. It's like it's going along and then it's like, no, I need to turn back. I forgot something. And it's like, no, I'm okay. I got it. And then it's like, wait, did I forget it? No, you get the idea. All right, so I'm going to wait just a couple moments and let you guys get that line in place. And while you're doing that, I'm going to put some more leaves because I feel like it. And maybe there are just some hearts hanging out. And maybe they are heart leaves, but they're just kind of floating everywhere. All right, so now back to our banner. Your next lines are going to be as follows. From this little sort of bend in the road right here, you're going to draw a line that comes down about like there. You're going to do the same thing at this point here, and you're going to bring a line down like that. So this is what we have so far. We had our curvy road line, and now we've got our two sort of vertical lines that come down like so. Now, from this bend in the road and this bend in the road, we're going to draw a line that comes down, but it has to stop at the road. See? Let me do it again. At this where the person went all the way back, we're going to go and stop. All right, so that is what we've got so far. Banner in the making. How do you like them apples? Now, the line that is going to join this point and this point needs to look a little bit like the line that's above it. See this big wide smile right here? So we want this line that we're going to draw to be kind of parallel to the one that's above. Ta-da! You guys were so close. We're so close I can taste it. We've almost got a tasty banner. All right, this is where it can get a little tricky, so just go with me here. From Sorry, y'all. It went away. Are you there? Everybody good? Did we make it through? Everybody with me? Give me a thumbs up if you're still there. Okay. At this point here, we're going to draw. I hope you guys are still with me. Yes, please? Good. I guess. I'm not getting any. All right, well. Everybody good? Thank you, Rebecca. Okay. From the middle point of this line right here, we're going to make a little line that goes up like that. We're going to do the same thing over here. From the middle point, thank you guys, yay! From the middle point here, we'll take another line that goes out like that. And then, we're so close, either you can just draw a line that goes down, or this is what I always do. I do a little sideways V. That's like a little sort of ribbon. And then you go V over here. You, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you just made a banner. That's pretty fun. And now you could do this kind of fun little thing. Make it look like these stems go behind the banner. That's kind of fun. And then you could add a whole lot more, you guys. Let's say I'm just going to put this little random guy, like a little vine that's kind of sticking up behind the banner. This is where you could really just go bananas with the different ways that you add flowers and leaves. But if you'll notice, a lot of what we did today was based on repetition. It was a lot of repeating of the same kinds of shapes and lines. But once they all repeat and a lot, it just really has a beautiful result. So I think that I have been drawing for long enough. So I think I'm going to leave you for today, but I'm definitely going to add color to mine. I think I'm going to use some watercolors, but I really hope that you had fun with this one, and I hope that you will add some color to your drawings and that maybe you will share them with me. Sorry, yeah, we're back in the jungle. All right, so there it is. Did everybody get all the steps of the banner drawing? I hope you did. Hi, I'm up here. I'm hiding. And if you didn't get all the steps of the banner, you know what I might do? I might do another one and draw it like step by step. And then I could maybe just put it in my stories. And then you could just say, I need that again. Rewind, etc. All right, so boys and girls, it has been lovely to have you with me here in my classroom, in my greenhouse. And sorry, I'm kind of wedged in here. As always, remember to wash your hands, drink your water, even if it is the bubbly kind. It's better than nothing. Be good to one another. Enjoy the beautiful spring before it's summer all of a sudden. And thank you all for being with me. Thank you for joining. And I say happy weekend and adieu. That's goodbye in French from my classroom. And I'll see you on Monday. Bye now.